I wanted to give a quick update on the minFAK. Sorry in advance for the poor video quality and poor sound, but I wanted to get this out as soon as possible. I finally figured out a really easy system to actually load these. If you already have one, you're already well aware that they're pretty difficult to load, and that's just the price. The price you pay for trying to cram the contents of a larger IFAK insert into the size platform of a M4 magazine. The contents here normally would fit in a IFAK insert that would go in a double stack 7.62 mag pouch, and the impetus from the get-go on this was to get the essential items, the essential life or death items out of that huge mag pouch and cram it down into the platform of a single 5.56 mag pouch. So you could use it on like a low-vis chest rig, or in the mag pocket of uniform pants, or the low-vis 511 style pants. That way you don't have to be without these more advanced items like the chest seals especially. So basically what this looks like is taking your combat gauze and your airway and kind of making a taco with the chest seal, and then just kind of squeezing it together with the other one. And I came up with this new system to actually load the thing, because you're having to, basically this is what you would normally find in those vacuum packed first aid kits, which of course they fit in the single 5.56 mag pouch, but they don't allow the user to add or remove, like, somebody may not want the combat gauze, or they may want to substitute for another brand or something like that. So this is a way to get what you want, exactly what you want, without having to buy a vacuum sealer, or pay for one of those custom configured ones. And of course, if something expires but something else has a few years left on it, this stuff is really expensive. You don't want to have to trash the whole thing just because one item expired. So anyways, make a taco out of it, and then basically use the other chest seal as another taco shell, as it were. And these have been compressed many times. So they're in pretty rough shape. But the next step is, from now on, all these inserts are going to come with these two holes in the top and a long piece of paracord. So you're going to thread the paracord through the holes as shown here. If you have an older one and your insert does not have these holes, you can just take a pair of scissors and make two little snips there. The next step is to go ahead and kind of stage this and preload the contents into the insert. And this little piece here, basically all this does is it's just going to hold it in place, kind of act as an extra set of hands while you're loading the thing. And then once it's loaded, you'll remove it. And I'm going to go ahead and do this off camera because it's kind of fidgety. Okay, so there it is, all loaded up. I should mention these Cordura inserts. They're somewhat perishable. They're definitely good for a few pulls, but they'll start to fray with continued use. So if you're using this in some kind of training scenario, we're just repeatedly pulling it out over and over again, or over the course of years, after reloading it many times, it might be worth ordering just a new insert. Unfortunately, that's necessary to use the really thin 500D Cordura so as not to take up any unnecessary space inside here, because we're already dealing with just on the very edge of what we can compress this into as it is. If we were to use something heavier like Hypalon or some material like that, or even 1000D, it just starts to get tight, and particularly the Hypalon wants to grab and doesn't want to let this slide into this. So unfortunately, that's just kind of a necessary evil if you want to be able to cram these contents into this size package. This is the only way to accomplish that outside of vacuum packing. So that said, the next step is you're going to want to thread one of these through the lanyard holes here, and just kind of drop it in there and eyeball it down through that hole. Go ahead and tie a little knot in it so it can't come back out. Do the same thing on the other side. And by now you can probably see where I'm going with this. Now that you got the one through the other side, just go ahead and make a little overhand knot here. And then the next step, it's kind of hard to work around my camera here, but you just get that started, and then just go ahead and start pulling. And this is easier if you go ahead and loop this around something. Oh, I got it twisted here. Okay, there we go. So if you go ahead and, like, if you got like maybe a hook on your ceiling or something like that, if you go ahead and hook this around something, that way you can just pull on it. So I'll reorient the camera and demonstrate that. Okay, so in my case here, I've got these loft stairs. They just happen to be handy to secure that to. But like I said, if you have like a hook on your ceiling, like a flower planter or something along those lines, just anything to hang it from that's reasonably strong. It doesn't take a whole lot of force, but maybe make sure whatever it is in a stud, not in your drywall. And then as you're pulling down on the shell here, just push up on the insert, and it'll go in without too much trouble. And go ahead and leave a little bit sticking out. That way you have room to put the lanyard in. That'll be the next step. Okay, so now we got it most of the way in there. So next thing to do is just go ahead and undo this little widget here. Just set that aside, and then just go ahead and pull that out, and just cut off a little length of it. I find 7 inches is good for me, but if you want it longer or shorter, or you don't want it at all, if you just want to grab it like a magazine, Nothing saying you have to install it. Some people might want to install it just for the identification, just um, so other people can see, that red cord and see that it's a first aid kit. But if you do want to install the lanyard, like I said, just cut off a little piece of that same cord. Again, about 7 inches is a good place to start. And this is why you don't push this in all the way at first. You want to, if you can see through those holes, there's a little bit of space still on the top here. Then you just start to make a little knot, but don't cinch down on it yet. And just start pushing that through. If you have like a plastic ballpoint pen or something that can help you get it in there, but once it's in there, you just pull it taut, and when that knot tightens, then it can't come through that hole anymore. Do the same thing for the other side. You can kind of play with the length, get it to where you like it. I'm making this look so much harder than it really is because I'm trying to work around my camera here and do this through the actually looking at my screen while I'm doing this. Pull it taut, and there you go, that's it. And then to retrieve the contents, just give it a yank. There you go. Lastly, I wanted to demonstrate how durable these inserts really are. This is the one that I've been using for testing for many months now. I think it's actually several years old. It's been yanked on many times. I think it's actually the one from the original video that I had made on these. And here it is supporting about 40 pounds of tools. Unfortunately, I don't have a scale that can weigh this, but I used to do quite a bit of hiking and climbing, so I got to where I kind of knew where my pack weight was. I would weigh my pack before going out, and I kind of knew what I could manage over a certain distance. And this feels like about a 30-40 pound pack to me. It's full of all my socket wrenches and stuff like that. So it's definitely more than you'd want to carry around on a job site. But yeah, just like I said, I just wanted to make sure and demonstrate how durable these are. They're definitely fully capable of doing what they're designed to do. As stated, they will, they're laser cut, so that helps prevent the fraying. But with repeated use over time, they will start to fray, and with enough fraying, there is a point where they might go ahead and give. I'm not sure where that point is, so if in doubt, just go ahead and replace them. But as long as they look to be in good condition, they'll do the job.